What's up guys, Vidcomon here and welcome to the next episode. I'm so excited to finally bring you guys this video where I'm going to show you guys how to make your very own custom Pokemon cards like I have right here. Now, if you guys want to know how to make your own Pokemon cards at home, I'll put the link right over there. And because in this video it is a little bit harder, but as you can see, the results are so much nicer. This looks absolutely amazing. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so you're going to want to design a card that looks something like this in Photoshop. If you don't have the computer Photoshop, then you can always download the mobile app, Adobe Photoshop. It is free. That's what I used for mine, and it worked pretty well. You're going to want to make your card 6.3 by 8.8 because that is the actual size. And if it is not that size, then you're going to have some problems, so make sure you do that. Now, if you do want to make your very own custom Pokemon card, then you can either use a drawing app or just draw it on paper and then take a picture of it. And then once you've done that, you bring it into Photoshop and then kind of put everything together. Now, if you are doing that in order to get the border, just search online, full art Pokemon card border, template, and then you'll find lots of things that you could use and then kind of put that on Photoshop, and then you can make it look realistic. That's what I did. Now, if you don't want to make a custom Pokemon card, you just want to make a regular Pokemon card and kind of make it look real, then you could always just do that, and you could just search online whichever Pokemon card you want, and then choose that picture, and again, make sure it's 6.3 by 8.8 in Photoshop, and then you're pretty set. So once you guys have designed your Pokemon card in Photoshop, you're going to want to take 9 of them and put them on a sheet of paper so that it looks something like this. As you can see, there's 9 of them on this sheet of paper, and then you're going to want to take it to your local print shop, like a Best Buy or something like that, and then they can print it on a transparency paper for pretty cheap so that it'll be looking something like this. Alright, so now that you guys have gotten this printed on a transparency sheet of paper, we are going to be getting into the second part of the video. So the materials you're going to need is some nail polish remover, some spray adhesive, some cotton balls, some gloves, a pair of scissors, an X-Acto knife, a ruler, and your sheet of transparency paper. Also guys, I forgot to mention, you are going to need a reverse Pokemon card like this one right here, and I recommend it to be colorless because colorless ones are easier to use. So if at your print shop they are able to cut it for you, or if they have like this little machine thing that you can cut it with, then just skip this step and do it there. But if they don't, then do this step. Alright, so for the first step, what you're going to need is your transparency paper with your Pokemon cards on it, a ruler, and an X-Acto knife, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be cutting out these Pokemon cards as exact as possible. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I have cut this Pokemon card almost as exact as I can, and this is just one of them. But we have 8 more, so you guys are going to be doing this 8 more times. Alright, so if you guys haven't noticed, I did just take a white little board, because when you're using your X-Acto knife, you don't want to cut your table, because you are going to want to apply a decent amount of pressure so that you actually cut it. Alright, so I've saved you guys the weight, and I have just cut all 9 out over here, as you can see. And now we are going to be moving on to the next step. Alright, so for this step, you are going to need to bring back your board or something to cover your desk. And the materials you're going to need is your reversed hollow Pokemon card, your nail polish remover, your gloves, and your cotton balls. So first what you're going to do is take out 2 or 3 cotton balls from your bag and take your gloves out and put your gloves on. Alright, so now that you have put your gloves on, you're going to take your nail polish remover and your cotton ball, screw off the top of your nail polish remover, take a cotton ball, and then dip the nail polish remover in it. And as you can see, it is filled with nail polish remover, and then you're going to take it and go up and down and rub off the shine from this Pokemon card. Rather, the Pokemon card from the shine. And as you can see, it is slowly coming off. Alright, so you guys are going to need to do this as many times as many Pokemon cards as you want. And as you can see, I have completely rubbed off the poor little Eevee off of it. And now I just have shine. And the card is a little bit wet and a little bit dirty on the back. But you could just rub that off and then let it dry a little bit. Alright, so the next step is going to require you to either get a lot of ventilation in your room by opening windows, or to just go outside, which is what I have done. Alright, so once you're outside, the materials you're going to need is your foil Pokemon card. Make sure it is the right way, because I have made that mistake before. You are going to need your transparent card that you cut out earlier. And last but not least, you are going to need your spray adhesive, and be sure to shake it around. Once you've done that, simply open it and make sure there's nothing stuck, and then spray your tinfoil kind of card very gently. You don't want to put too much. I've made that mistake also. And then slide your Pokemon card in and adjust it so that nothing is going off. Alright guys, so here's the card that is freshly sprayed, and I have to say it looks gorgeous. So what you're going to do is you're just going to put it down on your table and just kind of rub upwards so that all the spray adhesive that maybe you put too much kind of goes upwards and it's not big blobs. So once you are done that, you're going to take your scissors and then just gently trim the sides. Also go to the back and trim the rounded edges so that it is not a rectangle completely, and just trim that very gently. You want to be very careful, you don't want to mess that up. So just continue rounding those edges, because remember, you want them to be precise as possible. You don't want any mistakes there. That will look really bad if you cut that too much or too little. So you want to do it very carefully. And then also while you're at it, also try and cut any of the transparent paper which has come off of the card, because no matter how precisely you cut it previously or how precisely you spread the spray adhesive and then with the transparent paper on, there's always going to be some coming off. So just trim that. Remember not to trim too much, because you don't want to cut too much of the card, because then it'll look bad. Alright guys, so now that I've cut my card to near perfection, the only thing left to do is to sleeve it up. And this is good for 2 reasons, because 1, it makes it look more realistic, and 2, it protects the card. So you can take it in a regular sleeve, and then if you want to be extra protective, you can take the plastic one and put it inside there, like so. And then there you have your custom Pokemon card. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching this video where I showed you guys how to make your very own custom Pokemon card that looks extremely realistic. As you can see, I made my custom 1 of 9 extremely limited edition Vidcomon's Ace card, and I am so happy with it. It looks beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.